The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured over the ages.
I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago.
Yo, Nintendo, what the heck? What the freaking heck? Oh my gosh. Nintendo, y'all can't do this while I'm at work and I'm literally just scrolling through my phone, minding my own P's and Q's, and then you're gonna tell me I'll roll through that and I see that thumbnail and I'm like, no, y'all didn't. Oh, that's the closest thing y'all gonna get to a reaction out of me. Hello everybody, MegaZardex here, back at it again to give y'all another very exciting video, and from that reaction, or the closest reaction that you're gonna get to me from seeing this, oh my gosh, somehow, someway, Nintendo dropped out of nowhere a new trailer for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And this is literally gonna be a prequel story to the events that happened within the original Breath of the Wild. And this is not just any old Legend of Zelda game, it's a Hyrule Warriors game. So this is, partner up with Koei Tecmo that actually did the first Hyrule Warriors for, well, technically it came out on the 3DS, it came out on the Wii U, and then they ported a definitive edition for the Nintendo Switch itself. And I have got to say, you know what, this came completely out of left field, and let me address this right now. The matter of fact that we did not get this leaked or rumored before this was revealed, and you know what, that's actually kind of a big relief right there, because it's like, when was the last time we actually got to hear like a major announcement such as this and not have it be kind of leaked or spoiled before it actually gets revealed? Like, I kind of like this, but oh gosh, that's just crazy though. But talking about the game itself, man, this is literally made by Koei Tecmo, the people that made all the Dynasty Warrior games. But you know what? Unlike, within like the past Hyrule Warriors game, the first one, this is actually being made partnered, step by step in closer relationship with Nintendo. And this, based upon the trailer that we see, is going to tie more so into the Breath of the Wild story of the past within 100 years ago. And the fact of the matter that they're actually going to try to make this sort of kind of canon to the original Breath of the Wild game that we're getting right now, that's just mind-blowing in itself. Like, they're definitely going deeper into this, and that's something I really do like within this announcement, is the matter of fact that they're taking the time out to go back in and fill in the holes that were missing from the original Breath of the Wild game. Because while Breath of the Wild is still a really good Legend of Zelda game, it's definitely was sort of kind of missing in the story department for me personally, because while the story was out there, you have to go out of your way to sort of kind of put things together. And honestly, it feels like, you know what, they gave you all the skeletons, they gave you all the bones, and they threw that out there, so you sort of kind of knew how things started, how things end, and some of maybe the major critical points that happened during the story within like the past 100 years ago. But we were missing all of that meat, like all of that solid meat that helped, had that connective tissue that helped connect and piece together everything. And honestly, I feel like this is what we're really going to be able to see within this new game from Koei Tecmo and Nintendo, though. So honestly, I am really hugely stoked for that, though. And with it being a sort of kind of Dynasty Warriors game, you get to play as multiple different characters, and from this trailer we get to see, obviously, Link is playable, Zelda is going to be playable. There's not many times where you can actually say, you know what, you can actually play as Zelda when in a game itself. Then also, it seems like you're also going to be able to control each one of the champions as well. So that's at least 6 characters right off the bat, though. But I will go ahead and mention this, we might have a playable Impa as well. The original Impa that we saw in Breath of the Wild, who looks really old, and she was kind of pointing your way as you were sort of kind of beginning your adventure in Breath of the Wild. Maybe because this is her younger version of herself, maybe she will actually be playable as well. So that'll be something really cool and really interesting in itself as well, though. But honestly, just looking at some of the footage as well, gosh darn, like they ripped that pure art style out from the original game, but it seems like it's been beefed up so much more with all of these different cutscenes that are up in here though, and I feel like that's where the game is really going to be able to thrive as well though. And this is easily a game where you're going to be able to sink like hundreds of hours in. Maybe the story is like maybe up to max 30 hours though, but because of it's that Koei kind of techno game with that Dynasty Warriors little twist in there with this Breath of the Wild on there, man, I could easily see a lot of people dumping in hundreds of hours of games on here though. So I'm really curious to see exactly how, hopefully they hit every little nod that I sort of kind of wanted to see with everything that happened within the past 100 years. And honestly, if you really sit down and think about it, this is actually going to be a game about you're going to be going through and fighting hordes of enemies, because this is a war. And I feel like this is one thing that that the partnership with Koei Tecmo is really good, is the fact that normally it's like a hack and slash sort of kind of game. You're fighting like multiple hordes of enemies, but I feel like within this game it actually makes sense because this is a war. You're naturally going to be fighting a ton of enemies within a war. So I feel like in that kind of aspect or sense, it makes a lot of sense to be able to do this though. And goodness, it's kind of crazy just to think about all of this though. And the other thing I want to talk about is the fact of the matter that this game comes out on November 20th of 2020, this year, 2 months later. And I was like, bro, you have got to be kidding me. Like literally Nintendo pulled this out of left. They are always the kings of left field. Like, don't ever forget that term right there, because they always can drop something on the dime on you and something that's just you never expect. And this really goes to show how exactly real world events have really had a big play on Nintendo, what they've been able to do and what they're able to reveal for the moment though. But the matter of fact, they've been secretly holding this one off. Think about this. This is probably a title that we were supposed to know about back within E3. So just to think about that in itself though. I also want to note that yes, there are re-releasing the 4 amiibo champions from Breath of the Wild once again to kind of tie into the release of this new game. And honestly, I did remember back in the past, it might have been 3 or 4 weeks ago, or maybe like almost 2 months ago, I did remember Nintendo of UK's store actually restocking all of these different Legend of Zelda amiibo, especially the Champions one, which honestly I was thinking about. I was like, why in the world are they randomly kind of going through and restocking that? Little did I know that they were doing that in preparation for this new game that's coming out this holiday season though. And goodness, I wish I sort of kind of would have caught that out in advance though. But speaking about holiday season though, now, you know what, at first we were sort of kind of wondering about what was Nintendo's plans for this holiday though, but now the slate is starting to get a little bit full, because September we had the Super Mario 3D All-Star Collection, October you had Pikmin 3, November now we got this new Hyrule Warriors game. And also, as long as it probably didn't get delayed, you're probably going to have the Pokemon DLC for Sword and Shield Expansion Pass, the Part 2, coming out probably in that month of November as well though. And who knows, we might get a brand new Smash Bros. Character revealed sometime between now and probably by the time November rolls around though. So I would definitely say, you know what, between those 4 major things though, you know what, Nintendo is probably sitting in a much better position than what we honestly thought of. Literally like a couple months ago, honestly, we had no idea after Paper Mario and the Origami King came out, like where Nintendo was going to be sitting at within this holiday season though. But you know what, Nintendo always manages to come through and through all the time though. Now at the very end of that trailer, you would notice that they said the next update was going to be coming out on September the 26th. So, you know, looking at that logo itself and, you know, seeing that Breath of the Wild design on there though, I'm pretty sure it's going to be another update for this new Hyrule Warriors game. I doubt it's going to be anything else or anything like Breath of the Wild 2 related though. I'm pretty sure it's going to be purely on this though. But speaking of Breath of the Wild 2, Mr. Anuma came out and actually gave a quick little update on Breath of the Wild 2, and they say, you know what, we need a little bit more time for essentially that game to marinate and sort of kind of cook in that oven though. So you know what, they're going to give updates for that hopefully soon though. But for now, we have this new Hyrule Warriors game to look forward to, and then it panned off to the trailer right there though. So this in a sense, for me, it's basically speaking that, hey, you know what, the game's certainly not coming out this year though, but I would expect to see maybe Breath of the Wild 2 to probably come out probably by the end of what would be 2021 to hopefully tie into Legend of Zelda's 35th anniversary, similar to how Mario's 35th anniversary is this year though. I feel like that's the window they're shooting for, but do not be shocked or surprised if they need a little bit more time, maybe because COVID messed things up or whatever though. They happen to push that back into like early part of 2022, maybe having that March release, sort of kind of similar to like Breath of the Wild's March release though. That's just sort of kind of like my thoughts and sort of kind of the feeling that I got from Mr. Onuma whenever he gave that short little status update on that though. So honestly, yes, you know what, Nintendo is definitely in much better shape than I would, what we all originally thought of going into this later half of this year though. And honestly, things are looking really cool. I had no idea that they were going to manage to pull out a new Hyrule Warrior game like this. Like come on, Nintendo, like this is some crazy madness though. But I'm loving the announcements you've been putting out so far. And you know what, for the past 4 weeks we had an Indie Direct presentation, we had the partner showcase, then we had the Mario 35th, and then this week we have this. I mean, like, what's next? Smash Brothers character reveal next week though. I'm like, dang. And honestly, I just finished a podcast video, and I don't know, it may be out by the time this video actually dropped, or it might be coming out soon though. But I took the time out to sit with my friend Apollo, and we got to go through and talk like a lot of different stuff, some game different topics, especially a big blowout on the Mario 35th though. So make sure to tune into that podcast though. And I was just putting that out there because this this news came out after we recorded the podcast though. So of course I had to throw out my solo thoughts on this Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity right here in this video though. So that about does it for this video though. But let me know down in the comment section down below what all do you think about this crazy announcement that was revealed on this Tuesday. Like, this is completely out of nowhere though. Alright y'all, well I'll catch you around on whatever video I make next y'all. So see y'all, and that's cut. Oh shoot! Now I gotta go over here. I gotta go grab my phone. Oh, gotta go over here. Gotta pull up Best Buy right now. Gotta whip up my credit card and stuff. Gosh darn it, Nintendo! Like these ninjas are after my wallet. Man, I gotta, man, they stole my wallet, then they're gonna steal my mama's wallet, then they're gonna steal my daddy's wallet, now they're about to steal my brother's wallet too. And I'm like, I can't afford all of this. Like the 4-pack of the Champion Amiibo, and then gotta turn around and get Cat Mario. Gotta get those 2 Amiibos. Then I got the 3D anniversary thing. They got 3D World Deluxe. Gosh. And then I'm baiting on what did I, oh shoot. Then I got that Game & Watch thing. Nintendo, come on. Please throw me a bone, please. I'm gonna be broke by the end of the month. Ugh.